Day number 24 out of 180, and today marks the first day since the inception of this idea. I've been able to wake up basically before 7 a.m. without like 30 alarms and waking up feeling like absolute dog shit. So just a testament to the amount of time and consistency it takes to start even seeing results, and also a testament to the super low calorie thing. I think that my body is just in a state where it needs to be able to focus on repair and everything, and I just think it's way easier in a state of slight catabolism than it is when you're anabolic and just eating a ton of food. At least that's my theory. It just feels that way intuitively, and I know fasting's really healing by the process of autophagy, and so I think that calorie restriction probably has a similar effect. But because I was feeling so good this morning, I decided to dose up on all of my detox supplements and hit the sauna. After I stood, did my FES bike for a while, used the bathroom, did my bowel program, and then I worked a little bit on the computer. Now hitting the sauna after taking all my detoxification supplements. So if you've been following along for a while, I'm supposed to be doing this heavy metal detox, which involves taking a plethora of supplements every day, sauna, other things like that. Obviously the whole food diet is part of it. But to be honest, taking all of those supplements every day was kind of making me feel like shit, and maybe that was just part of the process, but I need energy and vitality right now, and just can't afford the luxury of maybe putting my body in an altered state. So I'm only doing it on days I feel really good and on days that I have time to hit the sauna. And also I did just and the reason being isn't just because of how I feel, it's also because I did a lot of research on heavy metal detox, and I basically would be spending $300 or $400 a month on all these supplements. And I think to really effectively get some of these heavy metals out of my body, it would be, a 6 month to 12 month process. And the gold standard is really chelation. From what I can tell in my research that I've done on the internet, is just doing EDTA, either IV or DMSA orally, and detoxing your body that way, through a process called heavy metal chelation, which I don't understand or know anything about. I just know that's what it's called. So it's pretty expensive. It's about, I would get either 1 or 2 treatments per week, and I think each treatment at this place, this Whole Family Healthcare that I'm going to, I think it's for the IV EDTA, I think it's $180 per treatment, $185. So it add up pretty quickly. I would obviously probably do the 1 time per week, just because it's a couple hour infusion, and also because I think with any of these things, as far as detox goes, kind of slow and steady wins the race, rather than doing 15 weeks twice a week. I would do 30 weeks 1 time a week. So I'm basically just going to save up for that, and hopefully in the next 3 to 6 months I can kind of just set aside at least the first couple $1,000, so I know that I'm not going to be, I don't want to, my income's sporadic. I work commission based, and I never know whether or not I'm going to make money one week, and I've got a fuckload of expenses just in my life, between typical living expenses, mortgage, insurance, all that, but also just a ton of medical related expenses, and eating whole foods, eating, as healthy as I eat. I never compromise on the quality of food that I buy, and that takes a toll on the budget. So yeah, and obviously I'm going on this vacation to Shambhala Music Festival up in British Columbia, which is going to be a pretty substantial expense. So yeah, that's the idea for now as far as chelation goes. Just give it some time. Wait until I know I'm going to have a nice couple consistent months of income, and then hit it hard. 30 weeks at $185 a pop. That's whatever that is. Getting close to $6,000 for sure. So want to have, but it's expensive therapy. But I just can't imagine that having a bunch of thallium and barium and uranium and mercury and lead inside your body. I don't know if you can put a price on getting those things out of there and allowing your body to be free of these strong toxins. But I'm still stoked on the other detox that I'm doing, because basically the idea behind it isn't necessarily geared towards heavy metal. So I was itching and wiping my face. It's just the heat and sweat. I took some niacin before this along with all those other supplements, and niacin brings all the blood to the skin surface, and it just makes you itch and red all over. I'm not disappointed in having bought all of those detox supplements, because they aren't geared necessarily towards heavy metals per se. They're just geared towards turning on all your natural detoxification pathways and allowing you to get everything out of your body. And in a world inundated with pesticides and herbicides and plastics and weird chemicals and absolutely everything we use, I don't think any singular thing that we're exposed to, I think the FDA and whatever the USDA does a decently good job of limiting our exposure to extremely toxic stuff that's acutely dangerous. I mean, they don't do a great job, but they do a decent job. But the problem is, it's just the accumulation of so many different synthetic chemicals and substances and things. It just creates a load that cannot be sustainable for any human body over the course of, we as organisms live an incredibly long time, and just consume. We're the first kind of experimental generation where, maybe not my generation, but maybe one generation before. I don't even know what fucking generation I am. Millennial, probably. I think there's one, not the baby boomers. The baby boomers got their first 1 to 20 years of life with pretty relatively natural lives and normal amounts of exposure to these types of things. They developed without exposure to these things, all these chemicals and stuff, and these I think there's definitely something to electromagnetic frequencies as well, cell phone towers, internet, all that stuff. Again, I don't think it's that bad for you acutely, but just the megadose constantly happening over prolonged periods of time. I mean, we're the experimental generation for that, for sure. To especially, maybe even one generation younger for development. All that stuff wasn't going too crazy until I was in my kind of mid to late teens myself. I'm 31 now. So, yeah, as far as your actual, full-on development from fetus to grown adult, the generation after me is kind of the first one that's going to have to contend with all the issues that come along with that, and most of their diet being processed food. It's going to be gnarly, and we're gonna see some crazy shit happen, especially with vaping as well. Throw that in there, and the generation below me, pretty much everyone vapes. So yeah, it's happening again. I'm losing my ability to think coherently and string together sentences. I've been in here for about 15 minutes. Gonna do one 20-minute session, then go hit some quick messages that I need to send, and then do one more 20-minute session, take a fuckload of activated charcoal, go get my wheelchair worked on for shams with Chris, and then head into work from there. Go sell some health insurance. Yeah. Well, I will. I'll probably see you at the wheelchair repair. See what me and Chris can figure out. Cleo wanted to hit the sauna for the second session. She only likes to do about 5 minutes, but I figure it's good for her too. Sitting here and bathe in the infrared. She's always liked it, but not for long. She starts to pant and then she wants out. Usually about 5-6 minutes. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, you're a little sauna dog. Granddaddy Grasshopper. Where do you think he wants to live? Alright, well, wheelchair casters were so rusted, Chris couldn't do the repair right away anyways. He had to take the chair with him, so he's going to replace the casters for me, which is awesome. Probably could have done it myself, but I recall when I tried to do it like a year or so ago with this same old wheelchair and the casters that I had sitting around, there was some sort of problem with it. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was just that they were welded on there. I would have been able to overcome that, I would think, but who knows. Either way, he's helping me out and getting that all fixed up. I'm super late for work, but not because of any procrastination or anything. I just had to, someone called me for a referral and had to sell a family insurance policy. So I was late for work because I was working, which is the best kind of late for work. Yeah, so that's all good to go. Ate some ground beef and a little bit of bacon and a kiwi and some cucumber to break my 24-hour fast. Basically did a 40-hour fast, then a 24-hour fast, except for when I got home from work last night, I did have a little bit of protein in like a protein shake, only like 100 calories, so not technically a 24-hour fast, but it certainly felt like it. I was pretty hungry this morning, had about, 500 calories, and brought, I don't know what all I brought. Kelsey packed me lunch, but a bunch of fruit, some eggs, and beef stick, and a little bit of bacon. I think it's going to definitely be under 1,000 calories, so I'll be right around that 1,500 to 1,800 mark with my protein shake I'm going to have later as well, but definitely in a nice deficit to keep that drive going and just lean out a bunch. It's kind of depressing. I don't really want to lose as much muscle as I probably won't lose much muscle. My muscles will just get way less full and I'll look like I have a lot less muscle. I probably won't make any strength gains whatsoever, but maybe very minimal in a significant calorie deficit, but that's all right. I think it's the best route. Just get super lean and skinny for the rest of the month of July and going into the beginning of August, and start bulking up pretty seriously. And just crank my way up until I'm at we'll see. I don't really know. Probably I expect like 3,100 calories a day, because I don't want to do an bulk. I say bulk, but I want to do like a recomposition. Don't want to gain any fat or negligible fat, but that's easy to do when you're eating super low carb. Not low carb, I guess, but yeah, sort of low carb. Eat a lot of meat and isolate all my carbs to kind of one meal a day, usually. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna head into work. My biceps, if you listened in yesterday, my biceps are not sore at all. I don't know why. I guess I just did kind of a bitch ass bicep workout. It felt like I was, you know, getting pretty good. I just struggled just using only dumbbells, I struggled to really tear them up. My favorite thing to do for biceps is do all the dumbbells and the strength stuff, and then obviously if I could, I don't know if they're called, if it's preacher curls or whatever, where you have the curl bar and or whatever, the curl with the curls with the bar. I would like those, but it's not really great option for paralyzed people, just because that seat's normally angled downwards and you kind of slide into the abyss between the two parts of the equipment. So what I've really like doing is just the machine, where you have kind of a V-shaped thing, and I just at the end of my arm day will do a huge drop set on those. So just start at like the maximum weight that I can do, like 2 reps of, and then just drop down 10 pounds at a time and go to failure on every single set. So just really quickly as well, so that when you get to the low weights, your arms are all pumped up and exhausted, and you're not doing like 50 reps because you're doing a super low, a really low weight. You're still only doing like 16 reps because your muscles are just completely fatigued. But doing that is my favorite way to like really tear my biceps up. But I don't even look like I should be listened to on fitness stuff. I basically haven't worked out for like nearly a year, seriously, and did that weird starvation thing that if you heard me describe it in the last video, I basically starved myself when I started this job to like increase my drive. Won't go into all that again, but if you're interested in my theory behind that, just go to the previous video, day 23, I think today's 24, yeah. But I just lost all my muscle. I just catabolized everything on my body, and then sat around and sold insurance and turned that old, what used to be muscle, into a little bit of extra fat. And so here I am, kind of starting from zero again, which is great. It was fine. It's a good time to do it. We just want to build a epic base to allow me to do all the sports and the things that I love, and as I've mentioned many times before, stabilize my spinal column. So yeah, gonna probably do arms again today and actually try to exhaust them completely. Just do biceps and triceps again, because my triceps are like barely sore, but my biceps don't feel anything. So I guess I'm just gonna do a ton of the 45-pound dumbbell curls is the plan. That's just the only real good bicep workout I can do in there. I might try to do something with a cable, try to figure out something on that. But anyways, yeah, I'm about to get to work. It's about to storm in Orlando, Florida, and I'll catch you in a little bit. All right, another day in the gym at work. Just going to be a really short workout today, to be honest. Just one exercise is all I think I did. I just honestly kind of discovered this, or rediscovered it, since being paralyzed. Haven't really done much bicep cable work, but it's awesome because rather than the hardest portion of the exercise being like down here at the extension, like when you're on the bench, the hardest portion is actually at the squeeze at the top, and it's just a completely different engagement of the biceps. But wasn't feeling it that much from the bicep workout yesterday. I wanted to struggle to pick something up, and I didn't go anywhere near as hard as I would have liked. So basically, just going to do this over and over again to failure on each side, and just match whichever side is weaker. You know, if I get to whatever, 10 or 11 on one side, then, but I had a little more gas left in the tank for the other side, then I just kind of matched it so that there wasn't any, major disparity. But yeah, no, love this. Gonna definitely incorporate this into my arm day, as often as possible. It just gets maybe not as much strength as the other bicep type curl things that I do, but this definitely gets you a better pump, and I think I'll be feeling this one tomorrow. But yeah, just like I said, mostly just a little metabolic boost at work, and get the juices flowing and get at least something done on the arms.
Okay, before all this happened,
What are you doing?
Filming myself. Filming myself standing. You can't see the ice in my pants in the film.
arrested. Tell me about people disappearing.
You're not being mad
So you need you up to keep this home, sir.
I got Martha.
Good.